For this Sunday, the Gospel passage comes from Matthew chapter 10 from Missionary Discourse. I want to be very precise on the understanding of Gehenna, Matthew chapter 10 verse 28. And do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in Gehenna. What is Gehenna? Gehenna highlights the primacy of the soul, the reverence due to God, the reality of hell, the call to witness and proclaim the gospel in God's providence. Church constantly teaches every human being to possess an immortal soul created by God and destined for eternal life. The gospel passage highlights the distinction between the body which can be harmed or killed by others and the soul which is of utmost importance and cannot be destroyed by human actions. The primacy of the soul. Second, reverence for God. Church understands the call to fear the one who can destroy both soul and body in Gehenna as a reminder of the reverence due to God, who possesses ultimate authority and judgment. This fear is not a paralyzing dread, but a deep respect, acknowledging God's power and accountability before Him. Reverence for God. It is not a paralyzing, dreadful fear. Acknowledging God's power in our lives. Gehenna, the reality of hell. The reference to Gehenna in the passage is understood as a reference to hell, a state of eternal separation from God. By sin, we are separated from God. By reconciliation, by the sacrament of reconciliation, we are united with God in His love and mercy. It serves as a reminder of the consequences of rejecting God's love and choosing a life contrary to His will. The Church teaches us that hell exists as a result of the free choices made by individuals who reject God's mercy and persist in sin. Gehenna this Sunday reminds us to embrace God's mercy and to reject sin. Gehenna, the call to bear witness. The passage encourages believers to be courageous witnesses of the gospel, even in the face of persecutions or threats to their physical well-being. As a church, people of God, we are called to proclaim the faith openly and fearlessly, knowing that the ultimate allegiance is to God and His truth. This involves acknowledging Christ before others, living in accordance with His teachings, and sharing the good news of salvation. Gehenna is a call to bear witness towards Christ on this earth. Gehenna reminds us of our trust in divine providence. Gospel gives us an assurance of God's providential care and knowledge. We believe that God is intimately aware of each person's life, even to the extent of knowing the number of hairs on their head. This teaching makes or enables the believers to place their trust in God's loving care, even in the midst of difficulties, dangers, struggles. Gehenna keeps the trust in divine providence. Gehenna in today's gospel highlights the primacy of the soul, the reverence due to God, the reality of hell, the call to witness and proclaim the gospel, and the trust in God's providence. It calls all the believers, the people of God, to prioritize the spiritual well-being and to fear God's judgment above earthly concerns.